today's episode of Mandarin language in American movies. We're going to be watching Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder in the scene where he's speaking Chinese. It's kind of weird because they're in Vietnam, and also because Robert Downey Jr. is playing an Australian actor playing a black man in the Vietnam War, and in the scene he's speaking Chinese, but they're in Vietnam, so he's like a Chinese Vietnam guy. So Robert Downey Jr. is an American playing an Australian, playing an American, playing a Chinese Vietnamese person. Got it? Got it. All right. Let's check out the clip. It says, the correct tone should be Naja ni the Gigi. So Naja is hold, ni again, you, your, so your cock is Gigi in Chinese. You gotta say it Gigi, but he says Gigi. Wrong tones. You can't say it with the wrong tones, or it changes the meaning. Yeah, there are quite a few other words, GG, with different tones that mean other things. Like GG, that means positive or positively. So that's kind of literally a more positive word for GG. So you gotta say it GG, that's cock. Next he says, 找到一个外国人. He says, 外国人, which in pinyin, ren means person, but in pinyin it's spelled R-E-N. This is one of the most commonly mispronounced sounds in Chinese by foreigners. So I've even heard a lot of different Chinese people pronounce it differently. I'm still not really sure the best way to pronounce it. When I first learned it, I remember my teacher saying ren, R-E-N. Just pronounce it like an English R. But I've also heard people pronounce it more like a J sound, like zhen. So that one's tough. And Robert Downey Jr. pronounces it like with pretty hard J sound. So I'm gonna give him a pass on that one. In my rice patty, which I guess was pretty close. It sounded like he said Dao Qian Li, but it should be Dao Tian Li, I think. Tian is the field. Dao is rice. Usually rice is fan or mi fan, but if you're talking about a field, I guess it's Dao Tian. So he said Dao Tian, but it sounded like Dao Qian Li. Li means inside. When I watched this, I had to think about this for a while, because he's, again, saying it kind of in a very strange way, so it's really hard to understand him. Without the English subtitles, I probably wouldn't know what he was saying. Translated says, you don't mean much? Oh, maybe just saying, 为什么你都不是? Why are you not anything? I don't know. It doesn't make sense what he just said there. And then he says, 我妈便秘. 我妈便秘, which means my mom is constipated. So they did translate that correctly. And then, what did he say? Oh, hitting you is not an issue. 打你没问题. Donnie's hit you, 没问题, no problem. He is supposed to be kind of just speaking gibberish right now, but he is saying, most of what he's saying is actual Chinese. Some of it I still couldn't understand. There's some other sentences I couldn't understand. Let's keep watching. He says, 我带下次给你女儿. which is pretty good. They translated exactly correct. I brought shrimp for your daughter. He pronounced most of it correctly. Daughter, except he said "nyer," but I think the more correct way would be "newer." Newer. I think he just said it too fast. He kind of put those two sounds together. Should be 2 syllables. Newer.
什么时候？
是，我找到他。来自
你可倒在晚上吗？
我出真右手，我不会出现。我需要 electrolyte， 肚子一拉肚子 constipated。
闭嘴！为什么 ，Julian？
你不要知道，我的脸开始下面加上心肺，
闭嘴！你结结巴巴的。
Alright, so there's a lot of Chinese there. I'm not going to talk about all of it. A lot of it I couldn't really understand. There's a funny moment he says electrolytes because he doesn't know how to say it in Chinese. Which actually, I think electrolytes is actually pretty easy to say in Chinese. It's 电解质. I don't know, maybe you wouldn't be able to guess that. Anyway. The interesting thing is after that he says constipated in English. Like he didn't know how to say constipated. But he just said constipated in Chinese earlier. Like 1 minute earlier he said 我妈便秘. So he says constipated twice, but the second time he says he doesn't know how to say it. What's up with that? That's how I would realize. So later the little boy realizes that Robert Downey Jr.'s character contradicted himself. He said, in my rice paddy, but then another time he said in my poppy field, and the kid was like, oh, hey, you said something different, and that's how the kid realized. But I would have realized it when he said bien me in Chinese, and the second time he said just constipated in English. I would have been like, wait a minute, you knew how to say constipated 1 minute ago, and now you don't know how to say it, you say it in English? What's up with that? What's up with that? Oh, one more thing. One phrase that the kid used is a good phrase to know. 你结结巴巴的 means you're stuttering, or you're not making sense. And that's a good one to know, because if you're learning Chinese, you will stutter a lot, and you will jie jie ba ba da. So that's a good phrase to know, because it's something you will most likely do often when you're speaking Chinese.
I don't know Chinese, but it sounds like your improvising is for shit.
So yeah, Jack Black's character is correct. Robert Downey Jr.'s character, his improvising is for shit. And I'm just gonna call it. There's a few more lines of Chinese, but I think this video has gone on long enough. So I'm gonna grade Robert Downey Jr.'s Chinese. I would give him a B minus, because I'm gonna give him some leeway because he's doing this character. He's trying to speak Chinese with a Black American accent. So that's why the tones are off. But you can still understand half the words he's saying. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Mandarin language in American movies. Thanks for watching. 再见.